let's
what?
F around and find out.
Yeah.
F2, F2,
F squared?
FO or whatever.
FIFO?
FIFO.
First out?
Yeah, sure. Fuck around and find out. What's up, everybody?
Howdy.
Welcome back to Poor Decisions.
What episode is this, Brian?
This will be episode 21.
Wow.
Wait. Yes. Nailed it. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot we got that one on there.
We have that button.
Yeah.
Our podcast. Wow.
Parcast. There was actually a channel, or I guess it was like a network, kind of like Beers with Nigel's is part of the Fredcast network or whatever. And there's one called Parcast.
Well, I said Pardcast, but I'm like very congested still.
Well, so. Yeah. Well, that's like when I was editing that cornhole video the other day. It thought I said pornhole. I'm like, that is not what I said.
No, not at all. Please don't tag that.
It's like auto captions. You failed on that one.
Yeah, AI, way to go.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those things we've talked about is the AI is it's like, all right, what can't AI do? Apparently spell your name or my name correctly.
Oh my God. It's so annoying.
It always tries to put two N's in your name.
I'm also tired of the like suggested AI meta search on like Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, I just ignore it.
It's hard to ignore because it's just like it does a little thing and it's, oh my God.
I literally have only had it, like I'll search stuff on Facebook all the time, like trying to look up, pages or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've only had it like interfere once.
I tried to ignore it, like you said, but it's still, I see it.
For some reason, it knock on wood, it hasn't fucked with me.
Not yet. Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait.
I knocked hard on
Skynet.
wood.
Skynet's happening.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Elon Musk.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome to Poor Decisions.
Obama.
We never even said the name.
Yeah, we did.
Did we? Oh, I thought we just said welcome back.
Yeah, we said welcome to Poor Decisions. You did.
And I didn't know we talked about which episode this was. But
21.
Yeah.
Old enough to drink.
Yeah, our podcast is it's a grown podcast.
It's a grown boy. It's a big boy.
Yeah.
What'd you say earlier before we started recording?
Well, I need to try and find an article, but I was talking to Taylor and one of our friends, regulars at the
Mug Club member.
And a Mug Club member.
The real McCoy.
Yeah. Not to be confused with the realist McCoy.
Realist McCoy.
Yeah. And he was saying that him and one of the other buddies that we know were talking about an article, and it was to be in the top 1% of podcasters. And not like revenue or anything, but just being the top 1% of content available.
Yeah, and there's a lot out there.
There is a lot out there, but you only need to have 20 episodes.
So we could call it after this and claim that we're in the top 1% of podcasts.
Yeah. Well, I know like the first time I did podcasting, we did end up doing like 26 episodes.
Yeah. So you're repeating.
Yeah. And then because in the second time I did, I only ended up with like 4 episodes.
A repeat 1%er. Wow. What a statistic.
Yeah, I know, right? I've made that joke like how much of a 1%er I actually am. Because it's literally like, because I'm an Eagle Scout as well, and that's like a 2% thing, really.
This music is, are we watching the Titanic right now?
Sure. The electronic Titanic.
I feel like Leo is about to fall off a cliff somewhere or something. I don't know.
A cliff?
I don't know. Isn't that how the movie goes?
Sure. It's very cinematic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, I mean, even though the people could probably barely even hear it here, I'll skip it there.
Oh, here we go.
Pretzel Rocks is being a little wonky today, so I'm trying to find some different stuff.
New tunes.
So, yeah, because like a lot of the specific genres were not available today. So I'm going through like different labels and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that being said.
How about a beer?
Yeah, that was a weak start, but
it was.
Ooh, a little hot dog on there too.
Hot dog. Hot dog on that one.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh.
That's a mustard on it.
Yeah, what are we going to start off with though?
Beer.
Am I picking then?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Just pick it. I don't care.
But you said not the tall can, right?
Not the tall can.
All right. Barley Hustle. Summer lager with lemon and yuzu?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
Dude, this is, you want to talk about did you catch the ABV on this beer?
I did not.
It's, let's talk about super sessionable.
3.2.
0.2 high.
3%?
3% is what it says.
Holy shit.
From Four Hands Brewery. Good things come to those who hustle, except for a high ABV beer. All right. That's weird that they're doing it with Charlie Hustle. I thought Charlie Hustle was more of a Kansas City brand.
Yeah, because they're in St. Louis, right?
Yeah, Four Hands is in St. Louis, but Charlie
Yeah.
Hustle, I thought it was a KC specific.
Yeah, me too.
Gotta get the glasses. And
Let's get into it.
so we never really discussed what we were going to try and talk about today.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's fine.
I figured we just kind of freeball it.
Have it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
One thing that I've been kind of wondering about, and I thought, like, oh, yeah, we need to probably talk about this here soon. The whole French fry thing, or potato thing, if you will. Because somebody was telling me that that is not a 16-ounce can. Just saying.
No, it is not.
Good enough. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, sir. There you go. I was getting ready to push the bottom red one. I thought that's what it was.
Which one's that?
How about a beer?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I got my beers confused, or my buttons confused.
Oh, yeah, that smells like lemon and yuzu.
There's definitely a lot of lemon on that
Yeah,
one. Sure,
that's
sure.
good.
All right. But the whole potato thing, because some people, like I made the comment about having had burritos with like French fries in them,
Oh, hell yeah.
and some people thought that was just an absolutely ridiculous notion.
I don't see why not.
I don't get it either. So, but my concern is people will do like breakfast burritos, and there's diced potatoes in those.
Yeah, there's hash browns. Or
How is that any fucking different?
It's the...
Or the
it's
hash browns,
it's
exactly.
the form of potato.
Exactly. So why is a French fry or French fries frowned upon being in a burrito?
Because people haven't tried it yet.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
They just seem to think that's a ridiculous notion.
It's it's like putting chips on your sandwich instead of having them on the side.
Yeah.
No,
definitely. And it's just like, because I was talking about this place down in Springfield. It was called Purple Burrito. And one of the burritos is called the California. And it's a little more California-like, but then they put French fries on it as well.
that sounds amazing.
And it's basically just a filler,
Yeah.
but it does help fill you, albeit a little extra starch on it as well.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, especially for you, you're a scrawny guy.
I need all the starch I can get.
Yeah, I do not.
I need all the potato.
Yeah, that's why I don't eat as many sweets. Is because I look at a cupcake and I feel like I gain weight.
Oh yeah. Well, and there's all the sugar in the beer. There's that.
Yeah. So I got to pick vices, right?
Yeah, that's right. There's no head retention on this beer.
No, there isn't.
It's
it's
good. It's good.
That's definitely a good yard beer,
Oh yeah, 100%.
or shower beer, especially on a hot day.
Yeah, on an uncomfortable day like today.
Yeah, it's oddly warm right now.
Yeah,
I feel
humid.
like-
It's gross. It's fucking
Yeah.
gross.
Well, we just had a storm last night too, and
Yeah,
this song's banging.
this is intense.
The name of the song is Lethal. It's quite.
I thought you were
lethal.
gonna say it's called banging. I'm just like, wow, that's pretty on the nose.
Banger after banger after banger.
I don't stop.
All right. So something else I do want to talk about. That was a good little intro, I guess, thing. Is now that by the time this episode comes out, it'll be severely removed.
Uh-huh.
But you went to Arizona and met up with the
Strunks.
Strunks.
Stephen Lacey.
Yeah.
It was fun, man.
Yeah.
It was hot.
I'm sure it was. But it's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat.
God. Hot is hot.
But you said she was pretty surprised.
Oh yeah, she had no idea.
Did you guys do anything cool though?
Yeah, we got in Friday night. We went and met them at a speakeasy.
Uh-huh.
That was used to be a legit speakeasy, back in the 20s.
Yeah.
So it was a really cool, just vibe to it, I guess.
I don't know. There's a few of those around the KC area too.
Yeah,
and
but-
some of them are a little bit more secretive. Some of them are very public.
I kind of hate when they're like, "Oh, it's a speakeasy." I'm just like, "No, it's an upscale bar with expensive cocktails. That's not a speakeasy.
Yeah.
Don't call it a speakeasy." Speakeasies aren't even really a thing anymore.
Yeah, they're not.
But it was cool. Really good beer down there in Phoenix. Really good beer.
Yeah. I know you said you didn't bring anything back, but
Didn't
that's
bring
because
anything back,
you were not checking luggage
Yeah.
and you didn't drive or anything.
And we could have checked luggage since we had Southwest, but I couldn't tell you the last time I checked luggage, and I just don't want to fuck with getting my luggage back, waiting an extra 20 minutes for it to come through.
Yeah.
Just get off the plane and fucking go.
Well, hell, I think
that's-
the last time I even took a flight was 2019.
I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I checked a bag.
Yeah,
I travel light. I take a
I
backpack
don't
with
think
me.
we checked luggage.
We didn't check luggage when we went to Portugal for 10 days. Like, just took a fucking backpack.
Yeah, if you plan accordingly.
Yeah, you don't need it.
And a lot of these places will have, like laundry services or whatever. Or like, okay, you may have to pay a little extra for the laundry.
And that's
but
fine.
if you pay for laundry service versus paying for luggage, you're going to come out ahead on the laundry service.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, we didn't bring anything back. I'll probably just have Steve send me up some beer or something in the mail. I think my favorite brewery down there is called Wren House. And
it was like WREN or something.
Yeah. And they remind me a lot of of Transparent and like Casual Animal.
Okay.
They just do like varied styles very well. Nothing too in your face in terms of like adjuncts or like crazy beers. It's all pretty straightforward, true to style.
And I think that's something a lot for breweries nowadays, where it seems like the better breweries are the ones that are just
keep it simple, man.
Keeping it simple.
Keep it simple.
Trying to keep it true to style.
But it was that's a cool. They have a really cool. They have like 3 different concepts down there. So they have their original like tap room, which is part of the brewery, and then they have like one level up, I want to say. Like it's a little upscale, but it's they do a lot of imported German beer as well.
Oh, nice.
And they have like 6 or 8 side poles that are all like they did a collaboration with Stone that was some sort of Bock that was like a 10% on a side pole.
You see, like most of the stuff you see from Stone, at least that we see in the KC area, it's almost always like an IPA or something.
It's always an IPA.
So to hear them doing a Bock,
it was really good.
I know I've had a couple of their, I feel like it's called Woot Stout. Mm-hmm. It's for the Woot Festival that I know Will Wheaton has done a lot of stuff with.
Okay.
And so that Woot Stock is like a collaboration with like Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
From Star Trek fame. And it's like a Imperial Stout. I haven't seen or heard anything about it in a while, but maybe that's because COVID killed Woodstock. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't heard nothing about Woodstock.
I've never heard of it before.
For quite a while either.
I thought you were going to say Wu-Tang.
No, it's Woot, like WOOT.
Woot.
So yeah, they had like their own little festival for a while that was kind of like independent of like Comic-Con and stuff like that. So that's super cool though. That
it was fun.
I mean, and to be able to collab with a place
that
like
big,
Stone.
Yeah, because I was talking to the beer tender who wasn't necessarily a brewer, but he's been in the industry for like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, it's good for us, it's good for them. Like it gets our name out there. And all their beer is fucking amazing.
I mean, and we don't really have anything that's probably as big as like Stone in this area besides Boulevard.
Yeah.
And I don't see Nolan doing anything with Boulevard anytime soon.
No, probably not.
We have a better chance of doing something with Schlafly.
Yeah.
Because he previously worked for Schlafly. But, I know from the sounds of it, a lot of the people that were there when he was there have moved on.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So, hell, we probably have a better chance of doing something with like Fossil Cove. Even though they're not really that big of a...
No.
They're very regional, kind of like we are too.
Yeah. But I feel like that's kind of Wren House too. I don't really know if they distribute outside of like the Phoenix area. But man, if they did, I would... They kind of remind me of the stuff that we get from like the 12% project.
Yeah.
Like everything is just so good. And I had a really good Goza it had hibiscus and rose.
Uh-huh.
And I
was it a Kool-Aid pickle one?
Oh God, that was terrible. let's not talk about that. That was gross.
Well, it's not really. Yeah, there's video proof out there.
Yeah, that was rough.
Having had that beer.
But no, they kill it. Wren House is awesome. My least favorite place was called, I think it was called Fate. But it gave me like a buffalo, like an upscale Buffalo Wild Wings vibe.
Okay.
Like it was super.
Sports.
It looked really nice, and they had a bunch of TVs, but it was kind of this modern, rustic vibe with this massive bar that was cut out of one piece of concrete that looked immaculate. It was really beautiful.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times with those concrete bars, it takes a little extra work, but they build that and pour it in place.
Yeah, that's what Steve was saying.
Yeah.
And it was nice. It was fucking massive. There's probably 50 seats at the bar. They called themselves a brewery, but when I see a wet well and like a whole selection of wines.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nah, this is a pub. Like, it was okay. We had one beer from there. I had a Hef, and Steve had an IPA or something, but I'm just like, yeah, we didn't want to eat there. The food was it was generic bullshit.
Yeah. And I know that's something we've been talking about a bit lately too, amongst, other friends and regulars and stuff. It's the idea of the difference between a brewery and like
it was a bar,
a brew pub.
It was a pub or a brew pub,
or I guess what a lot of people have started referring to, and like I thought it would be a cool idea to be able to make one myself. As far as like if I was to open my own business or whatever, a craft bar.
Oh yeah.
So where you're only focused on having craft beers,
yeah,
but you could still do, upscale or dive bar like or sports bar like, but the focus is on craft.
Well, there's a place.
Then you could still have the cocktails and stuff like that too.
There's a place in McMinnville where my dad lives out in Oregon. It's called the Bitter Monk, and it's a tap and bottle share room essentially. So they had 10 or 12 taps, regional and local, and then they had like 4 fridges that were just like full of beer from all over the world.
Yeah.
U.S. craft beer. A bunch of imported like Belgian, German, French beer, and everything was moderately priced. And what's great about Oregon is no sales tax, so like the price you see is the price you pay, and these bottles are like $5, $7, $8, maybe $10, and then an extra $1 just to open it. So like you're still paying $8 for a pint, and you're getting something that's like super exclusive. And I'm just like that. I feel like Kansas City had that. Wasn't that?
So I was going to say, like, iTap is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Where they have a lot more taps, though, too.
Yeah.
But then they'll have bottles and stuff.
But, like, it's a
Flying
really,
Saucer was that way.
It's a really intimate room. Like, it reminds me about the size of the tap room at Transparent.
Okay, so that is pretty...
So it was, but, like, it was full of, like, locals. It was busy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, this is cool. Like, I know I've seen this before in Kansas City, but I don't think I've seen it done like on that scale in terms of how small it was, but it was still very successful and everything was fucking good. Like I had a bunch of local stuff. I had a bunch of shit I've never seen before, and it was cool. I would like to have, something like that here, maybe in Grandview. I don't really know if it would benefit the area all that well.
Grandview would be tough to, I think, pull that in. And Crossroads is probably getting a little oversaturated at this point too.
For sure.
It would be a great concept for like the Crossroads area.
Yeah.
But it is definitely getting a little more, I think, I don't want to say oversaturated, but it is. There's plenty of places in the Crossroads area, and Lee Summit is tight knit as Lee Summit kind of is.
Yeah.
That downtown area is pretty vast. I mean, they do a pub crawl in the wintertime called the 12-ish Bars of Christmas.
Yeah.
Because you could literally walk to 12 or more, depending on the year, bars, breweries.
I think it would do well in downtown Lee Summit, somewhere off of 3rd Street.
Yeah. Well, but you have like the W, which is supposed to be like a speakeasy. You have
yeah.
Libations and Company.
Yeah.
You have Pink Elephant, which from what I hear is kind of a hit or miss place. I
haven't been there yet either. Libations is okay, and we went there on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. You have to reserve a spot, which I always think is weird to reserve a spot at a bar.
Yeah. Well, didn't you even have Hand and Glove? But that's like a coffee bar.
Oh, I love Hand and Glove.
Yeah, no, great place. But like doing something like a combination of all those and what you're talking about would be great. I just feel like Grandview would be it'd be
a tough sell. I mean, I don't know where it would go. There's really no space.
No, there's not a lot of parking like anywhere that you go. Belton and Raymore are up and coming a little bit more now.
Yeah.
I would say Raymore would probably be one of the best places because especially
they don't have a brewery.
They don't have a brewery. Like and I know that, some of the people that we're familiar with are trying to work on one. But from what I'm hearing, they're looking for in Peculiar.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm just thinking about the large demographic of people that live in the Raymore area.
Oh yeah.
Like something like that concept like that would probably work out really well.
Yeah.
Like almost like a country club vibe.
I was going to say,
but more downscale.
I thought Peculiar, or one of the two, I thought there were talks of them getting a brewery within the past year or something.
Yeah. Well, they were talking about, it was Cass County area.
Yeah.
Because I knew one of the guys
that isn't Belton.
That is not. That is Belton.
Well, I mean, that isn't in Belton.
That isn't in Belton.
Yeah.
Well, because even the guys I'm talking about, it's Barncraft, and we have some familiarity with Barncraft. Me more so than you.
Yeah.
But they were looking at in Belton, like almost right down the street from Broken Hatchet, and there's places out there that have literally breweries like right next to each other.
Oh yeah,
and not that big of a deal because people
they'll go back and
breweries
forth.
tend to support each other, right?
Yeah, it's not really a competition.
No, but I think they ultimately found a place in Peculiar that they like, which
cool.
is a little bit further south.
Yeah.
And then I knew a guy that was trying. I think he's kind of put it on the back burner now. Because just work stuff, because he's a firefighter as well.
Yeah.
Was trying to secure space to do a brewery in Harrisonville.
Oh, cool.
So moving for a little further south,
Yeah.
and that would make a good day trip type of thing. Where like, all right, hey, let's start off in Harrisonville, and then hit
work up north,
hit Barncraft, hit freaking
Broken
Hatchet, maybe jump over to Pogue,
Yeah.
hit Transparent, and then depending on where you're at in the day or where you're going from there. Because there's not much in the
South Kansas City.
South
is
OP
kind of a
area.
desert for breweries.
Well, especially on the Kansas side now.
Yeah.
Because like I've talked about, we get a ton of people from Stillwell.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of a drive.
It's a bit of a drive
to us, and a lot of that was because we had the food as well. That helped.
Yeah.
But then if you keep going a little bit further north, you can easily get to KC Beer Co. And then if you're going by the Crossroads area, you can finish off the night in the Crossroads area and get home. So
I mean, if you're willing to drink that much, that would be a lot.
Well, it would be. But I mean, like I did that even when I had my motorcycle. Me and my ex we would do like a day trip type of thing.
Yeah.
We'd say like shoot, because we lived in Greenwood.
Yeah.
Shoot over to like the Bonner Springs area, hit a place, because there was a couple places kind of within shooting distance of that area.
Yeah.
Hit that, and like I'd have like one, maybe two, or do like a small flight.
Yeah.
Or we'd share a flight, and then a lot of times like I like some higher ABV stuff. I'm like, hey, do you have this one to go? All right, put it in my saddlebag, take it home. Like, yeah, it's gonna heat up, but again, the idea is. Everybody always gets concerned about like, well, if I get the beer cold and it warms up, is it going to go bad?
No, that's not a thing.
As long as you don't consistently let it, go warm, cool it off, get warm, cool it off. Then
or if it's like if it goes from 32 to 110.
Yeah, super. quick.
Like if it's that extreme, then I don't know what you're doing.
The can will probably end up exploding at that time. But so like I would just put it in my saddlebag. I'd try to park in the shade and stuff so it didn't get too hot.
Yeah.
But I would have a couple beers throughout the day, but like we were traveling as well, and we weren't like smashing 2 beers and then bouncing and then hopping on the bike, right?
Yeah.
Like we'd
take your time and
take my time and like get done with the beer, and like I'd finish my beer and just kind of chill for a little bit, let her finish her beer. Like, all right, you good? All right, let me grab it to go. Start getting ready to head out. Getting all the gear back on and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then, all right, let's go to the next place.
When was this beer canned? I'm just like, it's good, but it needs more mouthfeel.
Hey, I am not seeing.
I would think for a style like this, it would have a brighter body to it, but it's it kind of dissipates. And like I said,
I see no.
There's the carbonation level on this is super low.
Yeah. I am literally not seeing anything. Here, I'll let you check it out, but
yeah, I see nothing. Usually look on the bottom.
Maybe it was on the packaging or something.
Like it's not a bad beer.
No, it did throw me. The name threw me off at first.
I enjoy the lemon yuzu. I really like a good like Japanese rice lager.
Yeah,
that has like ginger and yuzu in it.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was expecting with this. But
and at first, like I said, where I was going to say like the name was when I heard Barley.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh shoot, what are we getting in ourselves?
I know.
I'm like summer lager. What?
Yeah,
I'm like, because hops, barley, malt, whatever.
I saw. I thought the same thing. Like, ooh, this is going to be a big beer. I didn't even see the ABV. I just saw, ooh, it's got yuzu. Cool. I'm going to take that.
Oh, can you imagine if there was like an imperial summer lager?
7%.
That would basically be an imperial summer lager, right? All right, here we go.
That's a good beer.
Do we need to crack open another one?
Yeah, I think
because apparently Nigel says we don't drink
enough. We're going to prove you wrong, damn it.
How about a beer?
I'm going to drink 6 in 1 hour.
Woo! Well, I got to be a little responsible. We have to go out to Independence to get her title today for her car at the dealership.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't get too stinky. But who says I'm going to drive?
Yeah, she could drive, right? All right. That was solid.
So we got Skygazer Summer Shandy made with real lemon juice. I do believe this is another 12%.
Oh, nice.
Project beer. It's a blonde lager with lemonade, 4.5%. Never stop looking up.
Well, the problem in the dungeon area that, I'm going to end up working on here soon, that, you see insulation and just hodgepodge of stuff right now.
That's okay. It's not a visual podcast right now.
No, it is not. Not yet, right?
Not yet.
It's definitely been in the back of my head, though. So you said it's from 12% Beer Project.
Yeah.
But who's the actual brewery on it then?
It just says brewed and packaged by them. So I think this is their actual beer.
Oh, nice. Okay.
No, Skygazer Brewing Company.
Oh, it is. Okay. I thought Skygazer was maybe the name of the beer. That looks like juice.
Yes, it does.
It's got the juice.
It's got the juice.
That's a cool little label, though.
Yeah, it is. Cheers.
Cheers, sir.
Dink. Oh.
And then you cheers the mic, too.
Cheers, microphone.
Cheers, motherfucker. Ooh, yeah. That's a lot of lemon.
Smells like a shandy.
Smells like a lemon.
It's got better head retention than the other one did, that's for sure.
Yep. That's definitely got a little bit of zest to it.
Oh, damn, that's good, too.
That is good, though.
Fucking hell.
You said 4.5% on it?
Yeah.
That's good beer.
These are fucking slammers.
Did you see the logo for Skygazer?
Yeah.
The fermenter with
the
the freaking satellite dish on it.
Say, what's the word? With a UFO on it?
Words are hard. Fuck on. Oh, it's a blonde lager.
Yeah.
With lemonade.
Yeah, it's good.
Good stuff. Really
man, I love 12%.
12%'s been doing some
They crush
solid
it, man.
shit for sure.
I would love to go out there.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely figure that out sometime.
Somehow.
And that'd be a great place to just go to anyway.
Yeah. Because we've looked it up. Is it just
I think it's just New Haven, Connecticut. Was it?
Well, and is it just a brewery, or wasn't the tap room closed or something?
They have their own tap room, I think.
Or maybe it was Fat Orange Cat was like closed or something.
I think it was Fat Orange Cat had their own place, but then
Yeah.
they haven't updated much of late.
I wonder if COVID shut them down.
I don't know. So I think maybe just everybody went to that co-op thing. I know that's been a thing.
I feel like it's kind of the new wave,
where somebody has like a big facility and
Yeah.
then everybody just schedules time. It's almost like a co-op workspace, right?
Yeah.
That was decent.
That's good.
Yeah. And because then it keeps everybody from having to maintain all their own equipment all the time.
Yeah. I could imagine scheduling is probably a fucking headache, though, if you have like 4 different breweries operating out of one space.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on what you have for fermentation as
Yeah.
well. And you probably have somebody there that is like a cellarman that
And they probably have fairly large tanks, I'd imagine,
Yeah, they're probably doing big batch stuff.
Yeah.
That way they can do the whole distro a little bit easier as well. So, I don't know.
There's no way they'd be doing it on our scale.
No. Not being nationally distributed for sure.
Yeah.
Well, or at least semi-nationally. Don't know where all
Yeah,
they're distributed to.
Yeah.
At least to the KC area.
Yeah, which is cool because, I mean, I went to Total today and everything was new. I was just like, wow,
Nice.
this is refreshing.
And that was kind of part of my concern was like we were going there almost every week.
Yeah.
And it was some of that
The
stuff
same
was
shit.
starting to get a little bit repetitive.
Yeah.
And so it was getting harder to find.
Well, now it's just like, well, I just got to like look through the actual like craft beer section because they have so much variety. I mean, it still doesn't hold a candle to what Lucas had.
Yeah. Because they do focus more on the wine aspect.
But they have a good variety of stuff that isn't refrigerated.
Yeah.
They had, oh God, I can't remember the name of, it may have been another 12% something, but I'm just like, wow, they have like multiple 4-packs of like different styles of beer.
Yeah.
And I was kind of taken aback because I've never really stopped and looked at what they've had in terms of their selection now that they've changed over.
Yeah,
But
and I know I have. It's just not always a frequent. I'll either go to the coolers trying to find the mixed sixes, or
Yeah.
I'll just ignore that.
yeah,
And it's almost like every other visit.
yeah,
I have been impressed with I like how they changed up the the harder alcohol stuff. Like they moved it all, but I feel like the way they have it organized now is better than the way Lucas had it organized.
yeah. I agree, but I still miss the variety that you got at Lucas.
I feel like the variety is still kind of there. It seems
It's-
like a smaller area, but you
yeah.
gotta figure it's also shelves are higher.
It's taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just need to look up, Connor.
I'm trying, just like the can said. Always look up, or don't stop looking up, or what did the can say? I'm doing what the can said, Brian.
Never stop looking up.
Never stop looking up.
Never stop shooting for the stars.
Never stopping.
Can't stop, won't stop. That's a ridiculous
Yeah,
notion.
P. Diddy definitely should have stopped.
Yeah. Definitely.
What, too soon?
I don't know, is it?
No.
No, there's no way, right?
Maybe for him.
People just need to not be weird.
Yeah, goddamn.
I mean, be weird, but don't be
that weird.
don't be a creep.
Yeah, don't be a pedo.
Yeah, what Nigel's his rules, right? Rule 1, don't die. Rule 2,
Don't be a dick.
don't be a dick.
Don't be a weird sexual predator.
Yeah, and then we've been able to help him come up with rule 3.
Always go for the joke.
Always go for the joke.
That is a great rule 3.
But it's like always go for the joke, asterisk.
Yeah.
Unless it interferes with rule 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
But
even then, like,
it's question. It's like,
it's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Take the fucking joke.
Take the fucking joke.
It's like people who got all upset about like the Tom Brady roast,
Yeah, including Tom Brady,
including Tom Brady and his wife.
making it sound like his kids are traumatized because he was roasted.
What do you fucking expect, man? It's a comedy roast.
Yeah, like, have you
Have
never
you ever
watched
seen
a roast?
before? Do you know how these work?
No shit.
Have you ever met Nikki Glazer or Jeff Ross or
Anybody who's been on any of it?
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember, was it Greg Girardo or whatever?
oh, rest in peace.
He
man.
was
he was so fucking
brutal.
good.
And one of the guys that helped him write his jokes, when I've talked about Keith and the Girl podcast before, his name is Jesse Joyce. He helped. He was on the
So he's
Keith
a
and
comedy
Girl.
writer.
He's a comedy writer.
Okay.
He does his own comedy as well.
Okay. What's his name?
Jesse Joyce.
Jesse Joyce. Never heard of him.
So he's not like as big as Greg Girardo was, but he was on this podcast I listen to a lot, Keith and the Girl.
Oh yeah, this guy. Okay, I know
Yeah.
who he is.
He
Yeah.
helped write a lot of Greg's stuff for the roast. And so he had some insight on, like, there were certain things he's like, yeah, there were certain things that we would write that they're like, no, you can't do
You
that.
can't. Yeah.
So, like, it's a roast, but at the same time, like, they can put in
There's things,
topics that are off limits.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
which-
if
the
Tom
whole,
Brady was serious about it, he could have said, Giselle and the kids are off limits.
yeah, but guess what he didn't say?
And that's on you.
That. He was more upset about the Robert Kraft joke than any jokes about his wife or his children.
See, like, I almost wanted to watch it, but, like, hearing that shit, I'm like, now I have no interest in watching it.
I have only seen the highlights,
I've barely seen any
and
of the
now
highlights.
now they've edited it because there's when it was live, Kim Kardashian went on stage and got booed, and they took that part out with now that it's not live anymore. They took out her being booed on stage.
Who cares?
Who fucking cares? It's hilarious.
Yeah. It's a fucking show.
Yeah.
It's that whole cancel culture thing.
That's just people being too sensitive,
Yeah.
which
And-
we've talked about this week of, like, cancel culture is a fucking cancer.
Yeah.
Like,
Because people are getting offended for other groups that they have no affiliation with.
I hate it. Like, it's so dumb because people do disgusting things, but, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should just wipe them off the face of the earth.
Yeah, because, I mean, that could be...
Because guess what? That's a learning point, like,
Yeah.
you learn from that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, okay, acknowledge it and try to get better.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
exactly.
like, can you imagine if the whole Mike Vick stuff happened now?
Oh my God.
Like, and he put in a lot of effort.
He fucking went to prison.
He went to prison.
He served his time.
He served his time, put in the effort to rehabilitate.
Yeah.
And has gone
and
above
now
and
he
beyond.
donates money to all these animal shelters and shit. And I legitimately think he learned from that.
Yeah.
I really do.
And I mean, a part of that is, because think about, Colin Kaepernick, completely just done.
Blacklisted.
And he's tried to get back in, but then the concern is that he's like, I'm not going to change who I am, which is understandable as well.
Yeah.
But that's something that a lot of people just don't agree with.
Yeah.
As well.
And now these Harrison Butker comments.
Which, and that can be construed as either direction, because that is a common thing for the Catholic religion.
Yeah, he was just spouting his beliefs, which you can't fault a man for.
No. And a lot of Catholic people
Do I agree
with it?
Do I agree with it? No.
No,
but
I don't agree with it either.
guess what? He was also speaking at a Catholic college.
Yeah.
They all feel the same fucking way.
And I've seen mixed reviews of people
I think,
that were even in that crowd.
I think a lot of people, I listened to his speech, and it's the culture that we live in, where we pick and choose things we want to get upset about, and you miss the whole thing when you're just picking things that you want to take into a certain context.
Yeah.
So, podcast dog.
What do you want, Zeke? You want to talk? You want to talk to the crowd?
What you got to say, Zeke? Speak up.
I was just booping his snoot, and he just gets mad and walks off. Wasn't even booping you hard.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. Giggity.
Giggity.
Or phrasing, whatever.
Well, let's
phrasing.
There you go. Let's just push a random button.
Let's do it.
All right. So we've talked about quite a bit of stuff. There's something else, I wrote down that I said we needed to talk about too.
Uh-huh.
And we've talked about them before, but it's the Crances. Specifically Scott, right?
Yeah.
He thought it was ridiculous that because his daughter Alex, she's like I've already listened to all the podcasts, and going back through and having her dad Scott listen to him as well. He's like, apparently he got through an episode, and he's like, is that it? They just talked for an hour.
That's a podcast. That's a podcast, Scott.
That's a podcast.
Welcome to the show, buddy.
He's like, there's no intro, there was no outro. I'm like, no, the idea of the podcast is just to basically be like a conversation at the bar, where sometimes there's just a natural end and you move on.
Yeah. Our intro is just saying, welcome to Poor Decisions.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll
figure it out.
We'll figure something out.
We're only 21 episodes old now.
Yeah. It takes a while.
You think all these one percenters also have an intro, a proper intro? I don't think so.
Considering the first 3 or 4 episodes, we went by a different name.
Yeah, we did. I forgot about that. That was a whole lifetime ago.
Yeah, it was. The thing with the intro is I can go in and add those in later as well.
Yeah. We can do that in post.
Yeah, well, not even in post, just with the site that we have, I can literally do an intro thing.
Yeah.
That could include ads or an actual intro. I can do mid-roll and an ending credit thing too.
Yeah, that's it. That's how this sphere works.
Yeah, and it's not like we're taking ourselves overly serious.
Not in the slightest.
We're not.
Case in point.
Case in point. Yeah. Same thing with Nigel's podcast, right? There's podcasts that are great podcasts that are very serious.
Yeah.
One of the ones I listen to and really enjoy is called Crime Junkie.
Yeah.
That is a much more serious podcast.
Yeah.
And because it's a somber, I don't want to say always somber podcast, but a much more serious one, they have a segment that they do once a month called The Good, where they talk about good stuff as well. They'll do the episode, and at the end, for the last 10, 15 minutes, they talk about good stuff that has happened.
Good crimes. Good crimes. Stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
Yeah, they're not Robin Hooding it. But they talk about, people helping other people out in, bad situations.
Yeah.
So, just to try and be more uplifting at certain times as well.
I couldn't listen to those podcasts.
And
all those positive podcasts. Ugh. Yeah.
But then, like I said, I also listen to other podcasts like Nerd Poker, where some people can view that as being serious, but it's a bunch of comedians playing D&D.
Yeah.
They are not being serious at all.
No. Only with their D&D player, they being serious.
Not even always that.
Yeah.
Like literally, I remember listening to one podcast. He's like, I walk up to the guy and I show him my hand and say, "Does this look infected?" Well, I blast him in the face with my firebolt or whatever. He's the dungeon master. He's like, "All right, roll for initiative." He's like, "And you're successful." Like the only person that probably ever gets irritated at him is just the DM because he's trying to keep him on task.
Yeah.
And then they just go off on these fucking tangents and stuff. And it's just. He's like, "All right, guys, come on. God damn it."
I don't know if I have the creativity or the mental capacity to do D&D.
Well, I think running it is one thing.
Oh, yeah, I definitely could not be a DM, that's for sure.
Yeah, and see,
it takes a certain person.
I think I could do that, but having never really played it, I feel like that is something I would struggle with, is trying to get into that.
Yeah.
So, but, with that being said, like, Scott, what are you looking for, man?
He's looking for a proper outro.
Apparently.
Is this it? Is this our outro?
I don't think so.
Is that how we end
I don't know. We've only gotten 2 beers in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Woof.
I know. Not even completely.
Heyo. Are we just going to chug this now?
Yeah, because that sounds like good audio content. Chugging beer. Just put the mic right up to my throat. Glug, glug, glug. All right. But, Scott, we'll try to get better for you, all right, man?
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll work on it. I mean, obviously.
We're still amateurs.
We're, and what's one of the things that it takes 21 times to create a habit?
Is that it?
Something like that, yeah. It takes like 1,000 times to
be a master.
Well,
it's like, I think to be a master is like 5,000 hours or 10,000 hours at your craft.
Yeah. So give us some time. We'll get there.
Just like when people are like, "Oh, brewmaster," I'm just like, "There's no such thing as a brewmaster."
No. And anybody who's calling themselves that is,
they're a dick.
It's kind of a pretentious title.
Yeah.
Because even Nolan's like, "I'm never going to call myself a brewmaster or anything like that." He's like, "I'll just be the
head
lead brewer or head brewer, whatever."
Yeah.
Because then it's like, I'm not. He's like, Nolan's not a pretentious person. Certain aspects. I think he plays like he is, but he's not.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Zeke, what do you want,
buddy? What's up, dude? You want some scratches? Yeah.
Because it's not like I haven't given you any head scratchies today. He probably just needs to go back outside.
I don't know where your banana is, dude.
It's either
I can't help you.
It's either in the boys' room or my room somehow. Even though I've moved shit in my room and didn't see it, and my kid's like, "Well, it's not in my room because I threw it out of the room." Yeah, because that's the reason why it wouldn't be in your room, because you saw it go out of your room. Well, no. Well, then look at your fucking room, jackass.
Come on. Zeke, I love you. You're so funny.
Well, I mean, he is a bulldog. He just always has this pitiful face on him. What, dude? What? Say something. Woof. Yeah. Get it. Get it. Say hi. Hi. I hope that came through on audio.
Me too.
It just sounds like he's
good.
just summoning a demon. Like he should be a freaking metal, lead singer.
Yeah, we're talking about you. Don't give me that look.
All right. We'll go ahead.
That's quality audio.
Oh, yeah. We're nailing this podcasting thing. We're in that 1% now.
Damn right.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, y'all.
We'll see you next time. Or talk at you.
Talk at you. Listen to us.
Yeah. Make sure you follow the socials because we're putting videos up there. We had that great video about the Kool-Aid Pickle Goza.
What?
That still cracks me up where you really did not want to take another drink.
No,
and then I'm just like,
here we go.
All right, I'm going to try this again. And just look on your face like,
okay,
shit.
I guess I have to.
That was a good video, though. We got a lot of views on that video.
We'll have to do another one.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully with a good beer.
Yeah.
Not saying that was a bad beer. Not for us.
Not for me.
Because I've talked to a couple people about it, and they're like, "Oh, I would love something like that."
It sounds great in theory.
Yeah, but I thought it was going to be the opposite.
It smelled better than it tasted.
Yeah, it smelled like Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
and
with a little bit of vinegar.
I was expecting it to taste like Kool-Aid with a little bit of pickle. Knowing that the whole Kool-Aid pickle concept, you're getting a pickle with a little bit of Kool-Aid.
It's an abomination.
It was rough.
Fucking TikTok. God damn it.
Yeah, people are ridiculous.
Anything for a click.
Oh, yeah. Anything to go viral.
That's right.
I mean,
Maybe we'll get there.
Even though we've, trying to do shit too.
We'll put together a virus video.
A virus video? But fair enough. All right. On that note,
there we go.
Yeah. On that note,
on the goodbye burp.
on the Goodbye Burp.
Well,
that sounds like a song title. The Goodbye Burp.
The Goodbye Burp.
Yeah.
Like a sad country song.
The Goodbye Burp. All right. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Later.